Today we're going to talk about differentiating literacy instruction. There are lots of different components to literacy. The components we're talking about today relate to vocabulary and fluency. Vocabulary in relation to literacy is about knowing what the words you're reading mean, putting meaning behind the words in a story, and not just memorizing words to read them. This will build students' reading comprehension skills and help them understand what they're reading for, why are they reading, what the book is really about. Reflection is a strategy used for vocabulary. Reflection relates to allowing students to think about the vocabulary words that they've learned and reflecting on them, thinking about what they mean and creating connections between themselves and those words. Ways to do this include matching games, where students can match pictures of a word to a word. It can also include sorting games, where students sort words based on their meaning. They can sort animals, food, colors, nouns, verbs, all different words. Drawing is another great one. Drawing, a student can take a word and draw its definition. This relates it personally to them because it's their drawing. It gives them ownership over their drawing in that word. Word walls are great for instruction. You get kids to participate by placing new words on the walls. Concrete words should be used for these. Words with multiple meanings should not be used. And the teacher should be able to relate these words to the student's life experiences to build that connection between words and the student. Differentiating this instruction for other learners, including English language learners, students above grade level, below grade level, and unmotivated learners, have lots of different strategies. So English language learners are may choose differentiated instruction by including students' native language on words under these vocabulary words. If you have a word wall, here is where you might put the vocab word you're learning. Underneath would be the word in that student's native language, so they can see their native language and the vocab word together on the wall. They can relate then their native language to the word, vocab word. Students above grade level should be challenged in sorting games and matching games with harder vocabulary words or different pictures. They can also be asked to draw more detailed images of what the vocabulary word means. So if they're drawing a monkey, they might draw a certain type of monkey to expand off of that. Like, this is a monkey, it's brown, it has a long tail, it may also be called an ape. Students below grade level should have access to visual images of these vocabulary words other than just matching games. There might be visuals posted on your word wall with these vocabulary words to allow those students to see that what these words mean visually. They can be given less challenging words during sorting games, more animals, colors than verbs and actions and nouns. Unmotivated students should be encouraged to engage in learning by playing games with their friends that they enjoy being around, friends that they enjoy playing with. They can be challenged by playing with these friends. It's also good to relate the vocab words back to these students and their life experiences so they build that connection and realize that it's not just a word, it has a meaning and relationship to them. Fluency is our next piece. Fluency relates to someone's ability to read with accuracy at a reasonable pace and with expression and comprehension. It's more than just how fast someone can read their book. It has to do with the expression of which you read and how you comprehend what you've just read. Anyone can read super fast with memorized words, but if you're reading at a monotone speed or too fast and not really comprehending what's being read, then you don't have the fluency you need. Modeling is a great way to encourage fluency. Modeling is a strategy where the teacher might show the student how they want them to read, how fluency should look, and then the student sees it multiple times and they go and do it themselves. They imitate what the teacher is teaching. So here in modeling, you want expression. You want the teacher to be modeling and letting the child understand the feelings of the characters in the book. You want the exclamation marks to come out, the question marks to come out, that expression. There's also pace. A teacher shouldn't be reading super fast at an adult level pace to a child who might be in kindergarten. They should be reading at a lower, slower pace so that the kids can keep up, so that they understand what they're supposed to be reading at, so that the model relates to them. Pausing and asking questions is another great one. Students should be able to ask questions throughout the book. Teachers should pause at appropriate times so they can comment and ask questions to build that reading comprehension. And imitating. After reading multiple times with modeling and exposure, students should be able to imitate what is the teacher has been reading. So students can go back and imitate how the teacher read. Differentiating that instruction for English language learners, they should be provided with more opportunities for modeling. They should be provided with audio books that could be both in English and in their native language, but that also gives them that more exposure to different books with modeling, because sometimes the teachers are just not available to be modeling books all day. Students below grade level should also have similar opportunities for multiple models to take place. Teachers can read books at a lower reading level to help them understand where they should be reading, what their reading should look like, and what the books they're reading are like. Above grade level, students should pick books that are of a higher level. Teachers can read with different expressions, more questions behind the story. And they should be encouraged to imitate reading after it's been modeled to them. So they should be encouraged to take that same book and go and imitate what was read to them. Unmotivated students who should be encouraged to choose books that they are interested in. If a student has a favorite animal or TV show, these should be the subjects of the books that are being modeled to them. So if I have a student who loves Paw Patrol, I'm going to pick a Paw Patrol book to read to them. If I have a student who loves animals, I might pick a book about animals or numbers to read to them if they like numbers. That way, students are involved and interested in what is being read, and it's not a teacher choice book. Human flourishing and differentiated instruction. Differentiation recognizes and caters to individual differences and needs, fostering human flourishing by empowering individuals and to reach their full potential and contribute meaningful to society. Differentiation allows individuals to learn and develop at their own pace in ways that best suits their learning. So it meets these students where they are and allows it to be individualized so that the student feels understood and supported and motivated to engage in their learning and leading a greater personal growth and achievement. Thanks. That's all today for differentiating literacy instruction.